Honestly, yeah. My sophomore year, I've told this story before. I think I have anyway.
Yeah.
Our JV soccer coach gave a kid pornography, and so they dissolved because I always wanted to play football, but my father was he was resolute that we were a soccer family.
He's European.
Because my dad played soccer. He literally did play pro soccer in Greece, but back when it wasn't that impressive, when it was he literally had a day job and played pro soccer. And then I went on. So they dissolved the team, and our JV football team was so bad that they just let us. We had eligibility, they let us play. And honestly, dude, I was so good at JV football. I wasn't that good at I was fine at varsity, but JV, dude, I was running through them boys.
Through that O-line.
I had my fucking soccer cleats on. I was the nose tackle. I was fucking up little fucking backup Baltimore City JV QBs.
Did you have
I blocked
like a
the punt.
dance?
I did not have a dance.
That's
never
that's
scored. That broke my heart, but a lot of sacks, a lot of tackles for losses. I was too I really didn't understand. I wanted to play halfback. This was or fullback. This was the Mike Allstott era. Remember him?
Yeah.
Tampa Bay. Number 40, the big fat white fullback who would get scores.
Yeah.
It was him and Warwick Dunn, Thunder and Lightning. In their backfield. This was in that era, so I really wanted to be that guy, but I just didn't understand offensive football. Football is fucking hard, man.
Really?
Like, understanding the plays is honestly difficult.
Yeah.
Those guys are not fucking stupid jocks. Like, you have to fucking memorize a lot if you're good at football. And I was just waiting to fucking... There was one time where I was waiting to learn while I was learning the playbook, they were like, you want to just play like scout team defense? And I just fucked the little center up, dude. And they were like, why don't you just play nose tackle? I was like, great. No plays. I just fucked the center up.
That's sick.
It was awesome, dude. That honestly is some of the most fun I've had in my life. And then when I played varsity, I was still pretty good, but it was actually hard. Everybody was fucking good.
They were bigger
These kids
boys.
were huge. Yeah, they were like fucking 6'8" and shit. There's a kid who's 6'8" playing tackle. They were gigantic.
It was a queer person.
They were them.
Yeah.
No, I wish. I think we did have one gay guy on the team, but he was deeply closeted. He was from Texas. He was really religious, and nobody just liked his vibes because he tucked his shirt in.
Hey,
y'all. Like that kind of closeted Texas guy.
No, no. But that was in his soul. But he was covering. He was like a military Christian.
Just like
guy.
a slightly too long y'all.
Not quite close though. But he was just a very proper. He played linebacker. He was pretty good. But he just also talked. His dad was in the military, so it was all about his fucking manners. And everybody in Baltimore, we were a bunch of goons over there,
Yeah.
Nobody appreciated his proper speech and tucking
his
shirt
homosexuality
and his clear closet homosexuality. Yeah. Everyone half the team was wildly homophobic, and the other half was doing jokes about being gay. I think that's where I shined,
yourself,
dude.
Yeah.
I think I've told the story about how they took it so far that they harassed a literal gay kid because they were like, let me suck your dick. And the kid was like, they're sexually assaulting me. They got suspended for trying to suck a kid's dick because they made a gay guy feel unsafe.
That sounds cruel.
It was fucked up.
Yeah.
They deserved it, but it was like, you guys understand you literally asked a gay man to have sex with him.
Yeah.
This is not a joke anymore. You're doing gay shit. But I won't say their names. They've turned it around. They're small. One of them is a small business owner. One of them is actually a teacher now. So
really,
yeah. And then I've said it before. A couple of my friends from that team played in the NFL for a couple years. It was pretty sick. Nick, what was your greatest sports triumph?
At laser tag one time, I punched a retarded kid in the throat.
And he didn't fight back? He was so alpha it didn't matter?
Him. I think it was too dark in there that everything was outside of his visible spectrum. Or he was blind, too. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
But he thought maybe he could hear the lasers. But but I always had a different strategy because it's war. It's war.
It's war.
Yeah.
It's
All's
war.
fair in
Yeah,
love
yeah.
and war.
And I just fucking nailed him.
Just fucked him up.
And then unfortunately, some bigger kids saw it happen and they beat the fuck out of me.
But in that moment,
Whoa.
that was kind of my Iwo Jima. You know, I went down raising the flag
yeah.
as the bullets.
yeah.
The flags of your father.
Yeah.
The second most retarded kid beating up the most retarded kid at laser tag.
It's like a little big fish swallowing them. No, to be clear, I never did that.
Yeah.
I think I don't think I've ever been. I went to laser tag more than once or twice in my life because it's like as a kid you hear about laser tag and you're like, that's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
awesome,
so
and
sick.
it is the gayest shit. In the world.
No,
it's
it's
not
cool.
the gayest, but it's not as cool as you think it's going to be.
It's
for
just a
sure.
dark room with just spray painted fucking barrels. And
Here's what I'll say: it's not. It doesn't live up to the hype, but the second it's done, you want to do it again.
Mhm.
That's my experience
Yeah.
anyway.
No, I don't know. Nothing. I have no accomplishment.
Little League.
I have not. Well, I guess yeah.
You ever
but
hit a
that
couple
doesn't
dingers? It
yeah.
counts.
Yeah, that counts. Well, yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of time practicing the last year I played baseball, and then was able to certainly consistently get on base, but like, drive in runs and get triples here and there.
Dude, it's funny because the more like you do this shit as a kid, then you fucking go be whatever you think an adult should be. And dude, I
Mhm.
want to go back to just playing basketball. Like
Yeah.
my youth, I thought I was gonna be in the fucking NBA.
Yeah.
Like you're 11 and you're like convinced. Like the shit that's so important to you, truly was
But
fucking.
why
basketball.
sports are great for kids is because like the team element creates like a necessary
Love
like
the team element.
necessary like
Miss
aspect
the
to
team
meter
element.
that kind of fucking like narcissism that would be developed if you put a kid into like acting or something.
Right,
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you're on a team, like regardless of where you think you're going to be in the NBA or not, you can't be like, fuck all these people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the camaraderie, like
Yeah.
the camaraderie from like that's the thing, dude. That was so fucking fun.
Yeah.
And you just missed that element of just like 20 bros and you're all fucking gunning for the same thing.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And it's like, you just don't get that.
It's important.
Yeah.
I want to
And
fucking
that's why we
play
gotta
like adult
why we gotta
league.
keep trans women from ruining all of this.
Yeah.
From
That's
ruining-
why we need to keep like 99% of trans kids who are going to be just dog shit bench riders, they don't get to do this.
In fact, they shouldn't even be allowed to be trans at all, just in the off chance that you cause a Leah Thomas that creates this domino effect.
Right,
So Leah
right.
Thomas, you let her do college swimming now. Tomorrow, a kid that would have been fucking like a football star, like a guy that was antisocial, he's got other problems, he would have found some kind of social aspect to his life through sports. That's gone now.
That's gone.
Because you're a trans freak if
Right.
you even go for tryouts.
Yep.
That's the mentality. So guess what? Now he gets his dad's gun,
So
and he's
true.
coming into the school. And who is he targeting? Everyone.
Yep. And thank God there are going to be some police outside
Yeah.
to handcuff any parent trying to get their child from inside.
Wait, so what happened in
Dude,
the
those
shooting?
cops are some of the biggest pussies of all time.
Yeah, dude, it's the funniest.
Like,
It's-
imagine spending your whole life talking about what a fucking badass
and you know what?
you
It's
are.
it's funny because it's like I'm pretty like like nihilistic, I guess, at this point. I don't think anything will ever change. But the fact that this like shooting happens and like the sentiment overall, and like even there's like not really much like even like conservative pushback against it is a takeaway because like we have mass shootings all the time, but it's like they tried for a while. Like I mean, fucking these retards that were like, well, he was trans based on like this picture looks nothing like the fucking guy.
Yeah.
And then that falls apart, and then they're like, well, actually, the shooting didn't even happen.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not it's not trans. Then I'll pivot to it's fake.
It's fake.
It didn't happen.
And the cops knew that. That's why they weren't drawn in.
Yeah, but no, I mean overall, like the fact that like people are kind of largely landing on like fuck the police is good. Like that's good because
It's
like,
better than anything that's happened
it's-
like since the last
Yeah.
fucking mass shooting.
Yeah, and it's like nobody's gonna like land on like it's not gonna be like okay, well now we'll defund the police. That's not how it works. Like that'll just never happen. But like like everything is kind of, and this is a trite point, but everything is like it all just happens in like the realm of like culture or aesthetics or whatever. So the more you can do to create a vibe shift, where somebody who might aspire to sublimate their aggression by becoming a police officer thinks that being a police officer makes you like a fucking pussy bitch, then they're less likely to do it, and then it'll kind of like solve the problem itself. You need to just like destroy it. You need to like destroy the respect like fucking that people have for quote unquote law enforcement anyways. And once you get rid of that, then it's like, you know, because the inverse happens all the time. Like I used to get in this argument about like, you know, like free speech or whatever. People say, oh, it's only like a free speech violation if it's the government doing it. It's like, yeah, but like everything's kind of built on like a cultural idea that reinforces these things anyways. If people didn't care about free speech, eventually, like, at the end of the line is, like, repealing the First Amendment or something, I guess. But it's like everything has to start with people being like, why do we give a fuck about this anyways? Yeah. You know, so, like, to have people landing on, like, fuck the police, that's great.
It is great. It just sucks that fucking kids have to die for us to be, like, cops who fucking who don't ever do. I mean, your tweet from years ago is exactly right about cops. Yeah, where it's like they don't do like who has had how many cops in your life do you know that were fucking that you're glad became cops? That you're not like, yikes, that guy's a fucking cop.
I don't really know.
How many times?
I don't really know anyone that's become a cop.
Right. And how many times? Well, how many times have you been helped, or have they solved the problem? Where it's like, oh, if something gets stolen, forget about it. You can't do that. But then if there's anti-police marches, these cocksuckers can find you by, like, one piece of, like, the graphic T-shirt you're wearing. They can fucking see who bought it in your area and find your fucking address and shit. Yeah. It's just like, you know, they truly are fucking... It's a great scam. I mean, salute to them. Yeah. It's literally like fucking... It's mafia shit where they get control over shit. And they get no-show jobs, and like those. That's what that high school job was. Yeah, like those guys make like $70,000 a year. Yeah, to just sit there and like occasionally yell at a teenager.
I saw a cop at the New York Auto Show that was on like fucking like don't drink and drive duty, and he's just sitting. He's just sitting at a fucking like, you know, a table. Yeah, and that guy's, you know, you get $100,000.
$100,000, as much overtime as they want, and then they'll work at a Giant. And be security and make another fucking $40,000 a year or whatever. Yeah, it's fucking goddamn, dude. But you know, hopefully something happens to these fucking cops.
Plus all the pussy they're getting on the side.
Plus all the pussy. I think I'm gonna have to shit for the last 8 minutes of this podcast.
Really?